I'm going to record. All right, guys. Happy Thursday night. Happy July 7th. Happy new month. I'm going to get ready to share my screen. I'm really excited about this team call, guys, tonight. And this call, obviously, it is recorded. So we are good to go as far as, if you can't make it or you have to hop off or whatever. I want to be really cautious of our time together. It is 9 o'clock towards bedtime and all that stuff. And I want to try to keep this to 30 minutes so we can be intentional of our time, because it is time to unwind. It is time to decompress. It is time to just kind of like reflect on your day and just take that time to ease into your night to go to sleep. And so this call tonight to me was all from my heart. I worked on this presentation last night and I was like, most of the coaches that are going to be coming on or that are currently in our team already have a job, and they are also moms. So that's another job in itself, right? And then we have the responsibilities of our children. I myself am an owner of my own hair salon, and I know people that are on this call tonight and that will be watching this call have other jobs: nurses, doctors, lawyers, there's so many things, teachers, that when we think about wanting to put on another ball into the juggling mix, we find it really hard to say yes, because we usually typically say that our plate is too full, right? And the only reason why I got into coaching, the first reason was, honestly, you guys, was because back then I was a very, very part-time hairstylist, and I was making very, very part-time income because I was really focusing on being a mom at that time. And then when John's company went on strike and we were without his bulk of his income and really my nothing to write home about income, I got really scared, and it triggered my PTSD. It triggered why my dad committed suicide. Money is a very big trigger for me. And I was never working on becoming friends with money. I was always working on running from it. And when we were in financial trouble, I was working on pulling things away that brought me joy. Oh, we're in big trouble. I can't take my lunch anymore. I can't get my Starbucks coffees anymore. I can't throw in the extra items at the Target cart. Some people will say, I'm going to cancel my Beachbody membership. And and that is a natural reaction because it's that fight or flight. And what I really thought about during that time, you guys, was, why am I pulling things away that literally keep me joyful, especially when things are hard? Why am I taking away my date night? Why am I taking away and delaying my Shakeology? Why would I even think about canceling my Beachbody membership and leaving a tribe of women that are trying to improve their lives? Why would I do that? And so thankfully I was calm enough to sit in my pause rather than react to that flight and that fight, right? And I decided in that moment 7 years ago that I needed to work this business part-time, but I needed to also work the business full-time. And you're going to be like, well, wait a minute, what's the catch? There's two things here. I genuinely work this business, in bunny quotes, full-time because it is my therapeutic tools. Yes, there's rank advancement. Yes, there's income producing, which is great, guys. And we really need to think about, are we creating extra income for when our shit hits the fan? Are we creating that backup plan so we don't have to cancel our Shakeology, or we don't have to cancel our date nights, or we don't have to take away our Starbucks, or we don't have to say no to our children? Are we creating it now when the storm is not in our way? And a lot of times we're not doing that because we're not in the middle of a shitstorm. So I want to introduce you guys to a new thought about this business. rather than looking at, oh, it's not working. No one's coming to me. No one wants to buy a challenge pack from me. What if you just put that shit to the side and literally think of coaching is my therapeutic tool. If I invite and I follow up and nobody comes, it's not that big of a deal. I'll try again next month because I know when I invite and I know when I follow up, I have to show up even more for myself. I have to be proof that why I bought this challenge pack, whether it was a year ago, 2 weeks from now, or 2 weeks ago, or 2 months ago. Guys, you came in here for a reason. We came in here to better our lives. We came in here to be joyful. We came in here to be a team. We came in here to be feeling part of a community. And honest to God, if a doctor wrote me a prescription, and trust me, I've had lots of prescriptions written in my lifetime, and some of you might know what prescriptions are all about, right? What if this was your prescription that you wrote? That people don't look at this business as a therapeutic tool, but I want Team Believe Nation to adopt that mentality. I want you to think about the business activity tracker as keeping your ass on track. I want you to think about inviting to get uncomfortable with being uncomfortable, and every time you do an invite, you are solidifying why your health and your wellness and your why is so important. So I want you to tie these vital behaviors with a personal therapeutic tool so you do it versus being scared and intimidated and not doing it because you're looking at it from a working point of view. I want you to look at this business from this moment forward as you're not going to think about working the business. You're just going to do the business as your therapeutic tool. 99% of this business is your wellness journey. If you share consistently on your social media at least once a week, your wellness journey, you have a business. And here's what I can tell you guys. As an owner of a salon, and I finally became an owner and got to my top, was in year 12 and a half out of what will be 15 in August. And I started from the ground up. And the only thing that made me successful was I stepped behind my salon chair every damn day, no matter what. I didn't think about quitting. Sometimes I did. But did I do it? No. I stepped behind the chair. When I thought everybody else was so much better than me and everybody else had the book and I had nothing and I was sitting there twiddling my thumbs, I kept stepping behind my chair. I started to learn the back end of the salon. I started to keep doing the behaviors, which was stepping behind the chair, but I learned the back house too. And we can really apply this, you guys, to Beachbody. You can step behind the chair, which is stepping behind your business activity tracker and doing that all every day or the days that you're going to work your business, no matter what, but all in the while learning the back of this business. What does that mean? Logging into your back coach online office, attending the team calls, leaning into the Diesel Nation Team Rising team page, going to events, having one-on-ones with your coach, asking questions, right? I can relate that to folding towels, sweeping, cleaning the bathroom, Sue making me do an order for the supplies of the colors. Guys, all of these things matter. And when you think they don't, because when you're literally cleaning a bathroom, you cannot see yourself as an owner of a hair salon, right? It's not there. It's so far out of reach. Just like it is when you want to lose 50 pounds or you want to gain 50 pounds. It's so far out of reach. But if you're starting with the containers and you're starting with your business activity tracker, and you may not check off all the boxes every single day, but you step behind that chair, where do you think you're gonna be with the value of consistency and the value of, you know what? Yes, I've heard of diamond and emerald and ruby and star diamond and bonuses that are insane with Beachbody and the compensation plan that I don't even know what that means yet, but it sounds super exciting, right? All of that, I do believe, will come, and we can learn those things together, but I do believe it will naturally, organically come if all of us decide to unite and say, from this moment forward, we're going to look at this business as therapy to our souls. And we're not going to worry about if somebody joins, but we're going to look at those invites and say, okay, my goal this week is 10 invites. And when I invite, every time I invite, I'm going to remind myself of one reason why I love my wellness. And then you send that invite. And the next invite, you remind yourself why you love Shakeology. So can you see how it's therapy for you, but it's an opportunity for them? I really want you to take this as if a doctor or your therapist was saying, do these behaviors and you will be better, because that's what I adopted. And that's where I really can tell you the birth of Truly Inspired was founded on the grounds of becoming a coach and using it as my wellness tool. If you want a better life, you are a coach. If you want a better life, you are a coach. I have seen, now guys, not everybody wants to be a coach, and I get that, right? But when I was a discounted challenger back in the day in my other group with Passion Fire Empire, with my coach, my upline, right? I saw so many people leave the challenge groups. It made me sick. I couldn't understand why all these people would come and then all these people would leave. And it was literally left with me, Demetria, and I started to catch wind that everybody else who was staying was a working coach. They made it the highest level of opportunity. So guys, isn't it funny? And I'll tell you this, I didn't know they were coaches until my life hit the fan. And Demetria said to me, did you pay attention to who's in our challenge group now? Yeah, they're all coaches. They're the ones who are deciding to stay, because everybody else, and I say this gently and lightly, a lot of challengers quit. They quit all the time. And when we invite them into coaching, they see it as another job. But from this moment forward, we're going to share with them and re-solidify with ourselves through these invites and through our posting and through our business activity tracker that, girlfriend, let me tell you what it's doing for me. Yeah, invites are scary, but you know what I do with it? All those 10 invites, I wrote down 10 things why I love my group, why I love my community, why I love Shakeology, why I love Summit, why I love X, Y, and Z. So why are you working this business, right? It is our job to literally help one another to figure out what this business means for one another. And you and me and everybody else on our team, we are a sisterhood now. And we are here to literally remind each other why we're working this business. Because the fact remains, there are going to be days where I'm going to feel like I'm sinking. And there are going to be days where you feel like you're sinking. But as a sisterhood, we need to remind each other why we're together and why we're doing this. And it's for your why, and it's for my why. And we are reminding literally each other why we want a better life. Suzette Sorales is my wing girl in our Beachbody on Demand group. And I can tell you, and she lives in Florida. I'm in Maryland. I literally talk with her probably 2 to 3 times a day. Literally. And not even over exaggerating. I tell her what I'm doing. I talk about my kids. I talk about the salon. I talk with her about my goals in the business. We hold each other accountable. And she is one of my best friends. Coaches have become my best friends. Coaches have become the sorority sisters that I never went to college and went to do a sorority with. Like, we are building a community. Guys, it's to give back. You have been changed by this community. And because of this opportunity, why not carve out 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 4 times a week, and get your tracker out and just share and give what was given to you. You're just sharing. That's all you're doing. But in therapeutic words, we're re-solidifying our intention. These are our tools. Guys, we got to stay truthful to our goals. We have to take a look at who stays and who goes in their wellness. Coaches stay. They stay because they're not in it for weight loss. They're not in it for weight gain. They're not in it to stay consistent on Shakeology. Although these are our vital behaviors, you guys, we're in it to be proof the product works, right? That is awesome. We're not in here to be perfect, but we're in here to be real, right? You got to stay true to your goal. I always say, is your intention today for your purpose, or is your intention today for your excuses? And I literally thought about that today on my walk. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, I have to be every day about my purpose. And if I get estranged from that, I have to reach out to you guys, my sister coaches, and be like, guys, I'm off track. Reel me back in. And I want to do that for you too, because I'm in it with you. And also too, you guys, the world has been what I want to call super ass heavy. We've had COVID. We had a crazy election, right? We've had gun violence. We've had Roe versus Wade. We have had, I mean, like, guys, I don't even need to list it. There has been crazy shit in the world. And there are days where I don't want to focus on the news, and I don't want to focus on the sadness. I want to focus on that I am the light in somebody's crack. We are something positive. What a therapeutic tool for you too. Because if I don't know, most of my people, if you're like me, you have a little anxiety, you have a little depression, and you might have a little PTSD under your wing belt. And you know what? I shit you not. That damn business activity tracker has become my therapeutic lifeline to help me manage that. Because why? It brings me back to my why. It is no joke like going into a therapist's office and that therapist reminding me of why I'm here. How to work this business part-time, you guys, is so incredibly easy. I want you to start thinking about how you can work this business in your full-time life. We are full-time moms, you guys. We are also full-time workers with other jobs. But again, we have to kind of talk about the behaviors of coaching, right? But you listen, I would run from my old hair salon. I would work on Fridays, you guys, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at night at Sheer Reflections. And I would literally I would get this like second wind of energy. And I had my laptop and I had my business activity tracker. And from 7 to midnight on Fridays, I went to Wegmans, and they had the best 80s music in all the world at the grocery store. And it brought, like, guys, who works a business from 7 to midnight? Like, but you know what it did? It brought me joy. It brought me joy. I needed joy. And it was reminding me, I need to be a badass in my wellness. I need to be real. So I really have always looked at it from a therapeutic point of view. But we do also have to put our business hat on. We have to do the behaviors because they are therapeutic tools for us, but they are also business behaviors. So I want you to know that in order to have any business, we have to keep stepping behind the chair. That's an easy step, right? Step behind the salon chair. It's an easy step. This is an easy step. Step behind your business activity tracker and just check off the damn boxes. Do not overcomplicate it. Do not overthink it. Therapy all day, those check boxes are. Guys, you can listen to your personal development in your car. You can listen to it on your walks. 5 minutes does amazing wonders. The business activity tracker put it in your purse, put it in your backpack, like shove it in your wallet. It doesn't matter. Put it in your fanny pack. Like carry it with you. And when you have those little bitty pockets, guys, you're building something. You are impacting somebody. You are touching somebody's life. And I will tell you this, you guys, there are so many people that you're never going to meet, that are never going to join your team, that you will never have one word with them. But there are so many eyes watching you on your social media, and so many eyes watching you in your neighborhood and at your kids' sporting events and at the grocery store and at your place of business. You don't know what they're thinking. You don't know what they're feeling, and you have no idea what you're doing for them. So I want to remind you, I'm always going back to therapy here, but timers are amazing. We all have our iPhones. You can literally look at your business activity tracker and just set a timer for each task. 5 minutes on the clock. I'm going to love on the people on my Beachbody On Demand group. Now, you guys might be saying right now, but I don't have anybody who's on my team right now to love in our Beachbody On Demand group. Start loving the people that are already in there. I love, Susie loves, we comment on everybody. A lot of these people are not mine, and a lot of those people are not hers. And that's part of the vital behaviors, connecting with your team. That's how I can check off the box, right? If you may not have anybody, start practicing it, start doing it, guys, you know that when you give a compliment to somebody, you feel good and they feel good. So again, another therapeutic tool. Invites. Could you commit to 5 or even 10 invites a week? You totally can. And you know how you do that? You just have genuine conversations with your people. You may not like social media, so do it in person. Maybe your kid is in sports. Talk to the moms on the baseball field. Talk to the lady at the grocery store that you see every Sunday. Do what's comfortable for you and real and organic. But again, it is a business, so you want to make sure you're stepping behind that chair. What can you commit to every week? Because it's going to add up at the end of the month. So if there's 4 weeks and you do 10 invites a week, at the end of the month, it's 40. It's 40 connections. So you want to make sure you're talking to people and you're establishing relationships so that it feels comfortable to let them know that you have this opportunity. And oh, hey, if you're wondering, you're totally welcome, right? So worry more about just saying hi. Worry more about just being organically sweet and kind than having conversations. Can you post on your social media page 3 to 4 times a week and make one of them just about your own wellness journey? Don't make it about, oh, I'm doing Beachbody. Oh, I'm doing Shakeology. Talk about your wellness. It can be whatever. Just because you're a coach doesn't mean all of a sudden you have to change how you speak. Just be you. You could be like, man, today I was sick for 2 weeks and I worked out for the first time in 14 days. Man, I was tired, but man, it felt great. I mean, it can be like someone's going to relate to your story. So whatever you're doing, talk about it. This over time, where will you be, you guys, in 365 days later? What impact would you have on yourself and on your social media community and your place and where you're going to put yourself in? So we want to really think about it. Again, do you see how I'm always going back to therapeutic tools for you? Where are you going to be, Believe Nation, in 365 days with your wellness? It's going to go up, down, left, right, in circles, but keep stepping behind your chair. I'm going to give you a little bit of a story here. This is Amy Silverman. And Amy is somebody you can go watch and follow her on Instagram. This was her a few years ago when she started her Beachbody journey. It's about 4 minutes long. And then I'm going to share with you a little something that we're doing for a July incentive for Success Club points. And then we're going to open up for Q&A. So I want to share this with you. This is a coach. She is one of the top. Now, you guys don't have to be one of the top, but her story is why she's coaching. So again, let's put our therapeutic why tool hat on and listen to her story.
I'm Amy Silverman. I'm 28 years old and I'm from Portland, Oregon. I've always struggled financially. I was a waitress and a student pretty much my whole life. The worst part about being a waitress, you start to feel like you can't do anything else. I was drinking and going out and doing drugs. My whole life was falling apart. My parents pretty much stopped helping me financially at that point. I just always thought I'd be taken care of. Everything just kept like getting worse and worse and worse. Every night at the end of like a 13-hour shift, we'd eat a lot of pizza, a lot of dairy. I developed cystic acne from the environment and the stress and the food, and I ballooned up to a size 12. I was calling myself fat every day, and my acne got so bad that it was painful. I remember one day I wanted to get fish and chips, and it was our last $10, and we got the fish and chips, and I remember the fries were super soggy, and the fish was like nasty. And I got so frustrated that I threw it, and I just made this huge scene because it was our last 10 bucks. I was stressed out about my body and my health, and we couldn't afford any food, and I couldn't do anything. Just like the hardest time of my life. There was a girl on Facebook, and we were both supporting each other on our weight loss journeys. She was trying different things, and I was going to the gym. She mentioned she was a coach, but she was just really trying to lose weight. 6 months after we had both started, she posted a transformation photo, and she had lost 30 pounds. I was floored by her results. She had done Power 90 and P90X with Shakeology. And I was just like, I want to do that. And she was like, well, you're probably in too good a shape for Power 90, so let's get you started on P90X. The support of the community and the coach was huge for me. And so I finished P90X. I was feeling more confident, I was feeling stronger, things were starting to fit better. I was noticing that people in the groups who were getting better results were drinking Shakeology. So I signed up as a coach, and I committed to Shakeology and Insanity. And then it was with Shakeology and Insanity that I got down to a size 2 in 60 days. In 2011, I had been working all year long, hitting Success Club, working my butt off, just trying everything in my power to earn that trip to the Bahamas and make enough money to quit my job. I had put in my 3 months notice for the trip. So 2 weeks before the trip, my boss was like, yeah, we're not gonna be able to give you the time off, sorry. And at that point, I had started to see my potential with the business. So I went in and I was like, you know what, I quit. It felt really good. It felt really empowering. It was just one of those things that you always want to do, but you can't because you're stuck. That week, I went full-time Beachbody, and it wasn't until I got to the Success Club trip that I really started to see like what Beachbody was. I started seeing the potential, and it was when I came back from that I started really making big goals with the company. It'll be 3 years in April that I started working the business. I've had the same car that I had in high school up until like a couple months ago. And Beachbody finally afforded us to be able to buy a car. And I never ever thought in a million years that I would ever own a luxury vehicle. What has really changed in my life has been the freedom to do whatever I want, whenever I want. I don't have to answer to a boss. That's the best. You can just be you and travel and do whatever you want. And it's just been really rewarding.
All right, I'm gonna stop and share. I'll do the July incentive. I'll talk about it later because we only have about 6 minutes. But you know, Amy's story, she's full-time now, right? And that might not be somebody's goal. It very well can be somebody's goal. But can you see how it touched her? Can you see how the business touched her? She was broken. She didn't have anybody, you know, like the outcome of her story. We don't have to go after that outcome, but I can guarantee you the stories that I will continue to share with you all start from that emotional place. She had $10, you know, your invite could save somebody's life in a way that you never thought humanly possible. Her coach invited her, and Amy is making more money than her. She's above her by like thousands and light years in the ranks. But I can guarantee you that that coach feels so good that she invited her. It's up to them to do the work, but alongside. And she didn't want to live that way anymore. And she wanted to be part of a community and light and love. And so that's what I really want to share with you guys. That's what coaching is. So I don't want you to think about it's not working. No one's don't like we're not going to focus on that shit. We have to focus just on the therapy of the business, because that's what's going to keep you here. That's what's going to help other people down the road as you keep stepping behind your chair. But more importantly, you're already in. So you're still, now you're growing you up leveled yourself from challenger, from preferred customer to a coach. So I hope you guys can see that connection tonight. I hope you can see why I see coaching as a therapeutic tool and why I do these behaviors, and how literally if it wasn't for coaching, I wouldn't be at the success that I have built in these last 15 years within these last 7 because of Beachbody. So we have about 4 minutes. Do you have any questions? Do you have any ahas? I want to open it up, or are we good?
I think we're good, but I am just very inspired by everything that you said and how it directly relates to what I have going on in my situation. I think it's very easy for anyone to
Yeah.
adapt that mindset and manifest, what their truth is, and
Yeah.
just be really intentional about achieving it, even
Yeah.
if it is part-time or starts part-time.
Absolutely. And, I have to be honest, like when I started working this business, I worked it the wrong way. I worked it by trying to get people to join my team, and I focused on money and rank when I needed to learn the back house, like the salon. I needed to fold the towels. I needed to do the washing, and I needed to have gratitude in that and really know that that's where success is built. And it built me and it built my confidence to go where I am today at Sola. But guys, I'm being honest to God, like, no way would I be at Sola if it wasn't for coaching, because I built my confidence and my health there. We teach in the challenge group to to be in front and of us so we can see you, so we can celebrate you, and we can hold your hand when you're down, and when you're tripped up we can pick you up, and we do that for each other. It grows a branch out there in this world, and it's a sisterhood. And beyond that, guys, too, we're going to do so many great things together. So I'm just really excited. Thank you guys so much for being on, and for those that are going to watch the recording, you know this is therapy. Look at it from therapy point of view, and I guarantee you, if we can do that and we can get others to do that later and be invited into this, we will have a team, and we will have income, and we will have that fruit, because we're doing it from such a therapeutic tool and the heartbeat of self-love. And I just think, we need that. So that's what I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being on. I'm going to record it. I'm going to download it. I'll post it in our team thread. Nikki, thanks for being on, and you guys have a wonderful night.
Thanks, Stacey.
Love you. Bye.
Love you.
See ya.